No! What is that? What the fuck? What the fuck is that? Holy shit. I'm not mad. Oh god, that's so fucking cool. Holy shit. What the fuck? So the first day of Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis is pretty much passed, and honestly, I have a couple thoughts about things. While waiting for the servers, we wound up waiting an additional 9 hours for the servers to go live, and honestly, that was kind of annoying, but for the most part, everything wound up being incredibly smooth. Server spikes and lag spikes pretty much just kept aside for the most part, if you know what I mean. Alright, so fine. Maybe the servers aren't the smoothest right now, but at least they are playable. There have been plenty of MMO launches that have basically wound up being pretty much unplayable for like the first couple of days or even couple of weeks. There have even been horror stories with things like Robin Extreme from Final Fantasy XIV. We've even had single player games that have wound up having issues on their first launch. But honestly, Phantasy Star, for the most part, aside from the server lag, the game is still incredibly fun, and that's saying something. When you really think about a lot of what Phantasy Star is going on right now with the server lag, and the game is still getting raving reviews that it's an incredible game, that's a sign of a good game so far. But again, as with everything, I have to give a lot of my own opinions because this is just what these videos are. So right now, I still really have some issues when it comes to not being able to have player shops for the free-to-play players, because that's going to be detrimental not only free-to-play players but also paid players going forward, especially when you can start selling things like 4-star weapons on the current market right now. If you're anything like me, with somebody who has incredibly bad RNG when it comes to getting a lot of these weapons that have preset skills, considering I have the means to be able to make a decent amount of meseta every day, I would love to be able to spend that on the weapons that the free-to-play players would wind up putting up on the player market. That's probably one of the biggest things that I have going on right now with, I just want to know what's going on with the personal shop when it comes to the free-to-play players. But I have to say that I was wrong about a lot of the things that I was expecting. The game is incredibly fun, and honestly, I was playing the game. I wanted to getting to level 13 so far on the first day. I even took a nap. During the downtime while the servers were waiting to going up, I was live streaming on Twitch, and we wound up getting a really fun moment like this one, playing marbles. All that. All right, well, IBK. Oh, IBK got launched. He's gone. No. What the fuck was that? I want to meeting a ton of great people just waiting for the servers to go live, but you know, I guess if I have to give any critique or any criticism based on what I've played in Phantasy Star Online 2 so far, it's mainly because 20 skill points kind of feels a little bit weird when it comes to some of the classes. What I mean by that is, like, it doesn't feel like enough for Hunter and Techer, and then it almost feels like too much for some classes like Ranger and Gunner. It feels like a lot of this is mainly because a lot of this is meant to be like, some of these classes are supposed to be meant for the subclass system or even the main class. But as I continue playing the game, I'm going to be keeping an eye on that because I think that's what they had intended. But I mean, after the first day, there's no way that I'm going to have that information yet. Although I do feel like I have the confidence to talk about the force skill trees. So I'm probably going to be putting out a video about that, especially when it comes to being able to be like, what's the most optimal subclass for force? So after the first day, I have to say that my impressions of the game are positive, and for the most part, it's still everything that I wanted and more, despite having some of these concerns. If I had to think about what I wanted for the future of Phantasy Star, it's this hands down. So going from base PSO2 for the last year, and then even the year before that playing the Japanese version, if I had to say, like, if this is where I want the game to continue growing off of, yeah, absolutely. I want this game to continue building off this foundation going forward. So I think based on this one day alone, I'm very excited to see the way the game is going to go forward. I feel like a lot of people will run out of content after the first month, but for the most part, going into the future beyond the first month, I think we're going to have enough things to do, and I think it's going to be awesome. But yeah, that's my day one impression so far, and I hope you guys enjoyed listening. But with that, thank you guys again for watching. As always, stay awesome, stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace. I'm out.